Bonjour, my name is Richard Rasner, and you are watching a very special edition of Clan Darksail Presents. What makes it special? This is the actual unaired pilot of our very first episode we were going to do for Clan Darksail Presents, filmed now almost 2 years ago. And I know what you're thinking, it's unaired, why are we putting it on now? The answer is we're about to actually launch Clan Darksail Presents properly, and I want you to see where we've come from. This is something we were going to do. We ran into a lot of problems the day we were shooting. We didn't have a real script. I was kind of spitballing, and therefore I used the word now probably 140 times in this next clip. I said, now this, and now that. You'll hear it as you watch it, I'm sure. Now that I've pointed it out, you can't miss it. In addition, we were running out of daylight very quickly. You'll notice the video gets darker as we go along, and then brightens back up because we shot the end in the beginning. So we had a lot of problems there too. We ran out of time, so I spoke very, very fast towards the end, trying to get it all on camera. We kept messing up and having different takes. So there were some issues. But we did want you to see this before we launch Clan Darksail Presents in 2018, our proper Clan Darksail Presents. This is the original pilot we were going to do to show people our concept and how we wanted to get some budgeting for it and all that. So anyhow, enjoy this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We are not going to promote this piece, so if you stumbled across this, well done. This is our hidden gem for Clan Darksail Presents. Enjoy the show.
This is Richard Rasner, an actor, a stuntman, published author, and historical consultant on piracy. For nearly 20 years, Richard has been living the life of a pirate for hire, running a crew of like-minded individuals consisting of actors who bring history to life through entertainment. You are watching Clan Darksail Presents.
Bonjour, and welcome to Clan Darksail Presents. I'm Richard Rasner, and today we're talking about just exactly what is a pirate. Now, the dictionary definition of piracy, or pirates, in Merriam-Webster is one who attacks and steals from a ship at sea. And the word pirate itself is from about the 14th century. It's Middle English, Middle French in origin, but comes from the Greek word perese, which means to attempt. There are, however, many other words for pirate: freebooter, corsair, swashbuckler, buccaneer. You've probably heard them all. As long as there have been ships at sea, there have been some type of piracy. From the first Asian and Egyptian seafarers through your modern day machine gun wielding Somalis, someone has always been trying to rob your boat. Basically, once man took to sea, highwaymen became pirates, and it's continued to this day. Historical versus Hollywood. We're going to talk a little bit about some different myths and tropes from the Hollywood era of pirates. Let's start with the big one: how to dress like a pirate. Now, pirates wore clothes from many cultures, wherever they were from, in this case, 17th century France. However, what they did not wear is skull and crossbones. Wearing skull and crossbones and announcing, "I'm a pirate," is sort of like a modern day thief wearing black and white striped jumpsuit or an orange jumpsuit from prison and then trying to sneak around. By announcing you were a pirate, you were essentially announcing, "Please arrest me," in every port you stepped into. Pirates tried, and often did, blend in as regular everyday merchantmen or sailors. Another trope we have, of course, is talking like a pirate. Now, pirates they mostly spoke actually in their own languages: French, English, Spanish, German, Chinese. But they had their own nautical terms that other sailors had as well: avast, belay, forecastle, swabby, words you've probably heard, weigh anchor, things like that. Now, why all of a sudden do we say "arr"?
Brethren, strike the anger from your hearts. This poor, misguided sinner has departed into the heaven of...
If you watch pirate movies earlier than 1950, my favorite film, 1932's Captain Blood, starring Errol Flynn, no one talks in that South Country English dialect that we now associate with piracy today. The reason we have that, we can thank Robert Newton from the 1950s Disney films such as Treasure Island. He was the one that said "arr" and kind of talked like this with that South English country dialect. Now, The reason he said "arr" is up to some debate for some historians. Some people say it was because it's like the Canadian "eh" or "I," but really, most people, insiders will tell you, it's because he had the gout. Every time Robert Newton went to take a step, it hurt him pretty bad, so he would go "arr" before saying his line. So who were historical pirates then? Where did they come from? What did they do? They were merchant sailors, ex-Navy. Some were farmers with no sailing experience whatsoever, and they were diverse. Protestants, Catholics, Muslims, blacks, whites. Why, there were women sailors, men sailors, pirates. They were very all-inclusive. As long as you could fight and sail, you were included. Most pirates were volunteers. That scene you have in your head of being pressed into service, that was the Navy. You didn't want someone fighting by your side that didn't actually have your back. Pirates usually only took other people who wanted to be pirates. Now there are some exceptions. The dentist and the cooper, that's the guy that makes barrels, were really highly sought after jobs along with the surgeon, and oftentimes those jobs would be pressed into service, at least for a little while. Now the average lifespan of a pirate once he went to sea was only 2 to 4 years. So why did people become pirates? I'll tell you. The answer is simple: money. So a lot of pirates made a lot of money. Anywhere from 7 to 14 pieces of 8 was an average take. Now, a single piece of 8 or a scudo would get you room and board, food, and a whore for the night. So you had 7 to 14 more pieces to spend. You'd buy fancy coats, guns, anything you wanted, and then just wreck them or leave them. They would tip big, throw money around, much like your modern athlete that came from virtually no money and came into a lot of money. They just have no concept of what to do with it, and they'd spend it, make it rain wherever they could. Now, today we just barely scratched the surface on what is a pirate. In future videos, we'll talk about how to dress like a pirate, talk like a pirate, and most importantly, how to be a historically accurate pirate. So please, tune in next time on the Clan Darksail Presents channel. Like us, subscribe to us here on YouTube, and be sure to give us a thumbs up on this and other videos on our channel. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.